Phones on silent.
Phones on silent.
You're very welcome along to episode 3 of
Two More Idiots. We got a fancy new intro.
It feels like we should be doing this week on Two More Idiots. They talk about very serious subjects. That's what it sounds like. You didn't like last week's one.
I didn't like last week's stock. This did come from a stock website as well.
They all come from stock websites.
Yeah, but I think that one's a bit more, fun. Because we're fun guys. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Midday Show with Pat and Cullen.
Are pints too expensive?
Are pints too much? Yes.
Did you see a pint? A Dublin bar is charging €10 and the whole place is losing their minds.
What?
So over the week, there's some restaurant place in Temple Bar, and now they're charging €10 for a pint of Rockshore.
Rockshore.
Don't. They may sponsor it at some point in the future.
Rockshore, my drink of choice if I drank. But why is it always Temple Bar?
Because that's where the tourists go, and it's like, when you go to the piazzas and the plazas and all these kind of places, and you sit outside and you watch the world go by in these very historic, beautifully preserved 16th century open courtyards, and they've got basilicas and churches, and you pay an extra €13 to have a coffee outside.
Yeah, but this is Temple Bar.
Yes.
Yeah,
but you get to see all of what Dublin has to offer there, But look,
drunk stag parties, peeing on corners. Is that
young fellas taking on cops? No, but so one pub has decided that they can't stay afloat, so they're charging €10 for a beer, and but it's almost like one bar has done it, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, everywhere's going to be doing it." But if a pint is €6.50 at the moment, or €6.70 or whatever it is, it's not going to jump up by €3 in the next week.
If people are willing to pay it, I think charge it.
And if you're foolish enough to pay for it and not know any better, but it's the same everywhere. They do it in Italy, and they do it in Spain, and they do it in France and in Paris. If you go onto the Champs-Élysées,
crazy.
If you want to that's the price of it all the time there.
Yeah.
But if you go to the tourist hotspots in any of these European countries, it's not new. I mean, I remember going back to long 2007 or 8. Myself and Gillian went to Paris, and we paid, €10 for a pizza and €9 for a bottle of water.
Yeah, I was in Capri, and my can of Coke was more expensive than the pizza.
That's it.
Yeah,
you see.
Yeah. But look, we're in most of these places. We're in holidays. It's tourist traps basically. Yeah. So, if you're going to there for one place, it's not like Temple Bars are going to be your weekly pub. The old man sitting at the bar drinking his €10 pints. I'll have another pint there. Throw on another pint there for a tenner.
I'll have another one. But Temple Bar is different to the rest of Ireland. Temple Bar is not Ireland. So if Temple Bar is charging a price, it's like going to Disneyland or whatever it is.
You were comparing Temple Bar to Disneyland
for drinkers coming into this. That's the best we've got. They're not going to Tato Park or Emerald Park, whatever it's called. But every so often, a newspaper or an online thing or a radio station posts
Joe.ie
posts
Cork BO.
They post a picture of someone's receipt. And it's like $8.50 for a pint of scandalous, and everyone's freaking out. They're going, "Oh, the country's going to hell in a handbasket." And you're like,
in Thailand, I could buy a house for €10.
But if you read the bottom of the receipt, it always says live music from 10 a.m. until 2 a.m. every night. Yeah. Free. So what they've found is that people want the Irish music when they come in, whenever they come in. So you've got the American tourists, and they come in the door at 2:00, and even though they're only coming in and they're getting a toasty and 1 pint, they're still having to pay to see this live band playing all day long. Now, I don't know how they pay the staff who come in and play, or the musicians who come in and play, but they have to cover the cost of that through adding it onto the pint of a pint.
Absolutely no problem with that.
Nor do I.
And I just feel when people put up, it's literally looking for. Do we say phones on silent?
We did, and your phone is going off. There's no
set me on silent.
I'm just
so popular. But yeah, it's kind of looking to get a bit of reaction. But as I said, look, if your regular place that you're going in for a drink is charging €10, fine. It's up to you. Speak with your feet. Go somewhere else if you don't want to pay it.
Yeah,
we do have people that complain about pints around places, and we're like, you don't have to pay it.
Nope.
It's not like you're being arm bars when you walk in. Get in there. You bite a pint.
Oh, you like Rockshore? Oh, you want Rockshore? You're going to pay €9 for it.
Rockshore.
No.
My beer of choice. Just in case they sponsor
case.
us.
Right. We've discussed the pints.
We just jump straight into pints.
We jumped straight into a pint, which I'd love right now. When you talk about a pint, sometimes I'm going to have a 0 when I go down. It's 3 episodes now. We're on to the 3rd episode.
We still don't know what we're doing.
Well, I suppose you and me were discussing that we want to go and do what we do at the quizzes and just be off the chain, let off the leash.
Just go say whatever we want.
But we'd be cancelled in a week.
5 minutes into the podcast airing, we'd be getting calls from the guards. Sorry, lads.
So we have to be careful, I suppose.
We have to be careful and have our bit of fun. I don't. We'll chat away. We always go. We start getting warmed up near the end of the podcast.
So what we should do is start the podcast and not record anything, and then just at the last 10 minutes,
just turn on
record
the 10-minute podcast or the 5-minute podcast. Remember that was I wanted to do that. The 5-minute podcast.
That's what I wanted to do. I still want to do that.
A podcast that you listen to while you're on the toilet.
Have you been, speaking of 10-minute podcasts, have you been watching Risa Teresa at all? This Who the F Did I Marry thing on TikTok?
No, I have seen... No, do you know what? I've seen people talking about it, but I've never seen anything. What is this thing?
So she's uploaded 56 10-minute videos of...
56 10-minute...
Think of that. That's 560 minutes of content. Right?
Christopher Nolan got nothing on her.
But it's just her on her own, and she's recanting the entire story. So I'm currently into the 3rd hour. So I'm 3 hours into it.
Can you tell me about it, or is it going to be a spoiler, or what?
No, there's no spoiler, but I don't know why it's making me keep listening, because she tends to repeat a few things here and there.
Okay.
But she's a good storyteller, and what she's doing is she's recanting her story in her own words, and also being honest about her. Like, well, she says, if it makes me look bad, I'm still going to tell you. She's like, so she was like, and I need to get this off my chest, but I'm going to tell you, I married a narcissistic, not a compulsive liar, a narcissist, or what I think it's the other one. There's another type of liar. I can't think of the word now off the top of my head. It'll come flushing back in.
Compulsive?
He's not compulsive. He was.
He's some sort of liar.
He's a liar anyway. But
like all men are liars.
All men are liars. You lied. So yeah, but it is. They're now the whole 100 million people have completed watching the entire thing in the world in the last 9 days.
That is ridiculous.
Like,
but is it worth?
It's not like it's one video that's 8 minutes or 10 minutes long. 100 million people have watched all 56 10-minute TikToks. I'm on to 23 at the moment, so I'm nearly halfway. And I'm only getting to the point now where she's completed the history of the relationship, and now she's going to reveal all of the things that she told you the way she saw it first with the things that he actually did.
Okay.
So you have to get through all this timeline first.
Right, I'm going to have to get through this, because otherwise I have no idea what's going on. And people listening have no idea what's going on.
Supposedly they were talking about it on Irish radio as well recently. So it's
Dave of Dermot and Dave. What do they call him now? What's the show called?
Dave.
Just Dave.
Just Dave.
Welcome to Dave. That's a TV show, a TV channel, isn't it?
Dave. Yeah.
Right, so that's what I'm going to do with my time when I've in between the car. Just listening to this.
Because it's...
Who is it?
It's Risa Teresa is her name.
Risa Teresa.
But just look up, who the F did I marry?
Who the F did I marry?
But there's a load of reaction videos now of people...
That's what I'm seeing. Yeah, I'm not seeing the actual videos. I'm seeing reaction videos.
There's a lot of videos of fellas they've got the video of her on the phone and they're eating their cereal, listening to it in the morning. Like, you know, it's like almost like it's a daily thing now. People are watching.
Is this the new Netflix, like?
It could be, and like
making a murderer kind of a thing.
Yeah, like I told you before, I can't get myself through those, and I don't know what's making me continue to listen to this.
So you did complain about that.
I did, but I don't know what's making me keep going. But I'm keeping going. I'm keeping it going.
100% somebody's going to jump on board and make a TV show of this.
Or a podcast, a proper podcast on...
Oh, yeah.
So like it might be turned into a 900-part podcast or something like that. I don't know. Anyways.
I'll give it a listen in between. But
Risa Teresa, you heard it here first.
Well, you probably didn't. You probably... If 100 million people have listened to it... and I've
heard it here first.
Come... two more idiots for all your up-to-date news. So, the Titanic. Heard it sunk, yeah?
What? No way. That That was supposed
in
to be.
April 1912. We're having that much news. So, after the second, I listened back on the podcast. We're kind of making back a few more bits and pieces of what we're doing. We found out that I talk into my mic like this. So I have to keep my mouth back here now.
And I interrupt you a lot.
See. I'm used to that. See, we're well used to doing we're well used to doing this.
You see,
What do you mean by that? I'm going to start
I
interrupting
have
you.
to interrupt you because you just go on.
I would keep talking for the next 6 hours.
I'd have to interrupt you.
And then
I'd have to interrupt you.
we'd get cancelled.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got the new intro.
This week on Two More Idiots.
Pat gets cancelled.
I thought you said Pat got cancer. I honestly go.
Hello.
You can't say that.
This week on Two More Idiots.
No.
Pat does not have cancer.
Thank God.
There we go.
That's what I thought you said.
I didn't. I said Pat gets cancelled.
Oh, thank God. Oh my God.
Yeah, that's
What a way
people-
to announce it.
I know, yeah.
Gee.
And then he did it on a podcast, and it was all fun and at the start.
So we're already also getting people telling us what they like about the podcast.
And what they dislike. There was more dislikes than likes.
There was. But the ones that we get the
I
likes.
like Colm.
Yeah.
I don't like you, Pat. All right. Okay. That's fine. I'll take that on board.
Pat said, another Pat that we know said he likes Cullum's random thoughts.
You see, I told you.
See? And I've had random thoughts again. So I was going to see if you wanted to hear one or two of them.
Okay.
So I have them on my notepad.
Everybody, if you're in the car, you might have slowed down. This might blow your mind.
Isn't Henry Cavill great?
He is.
It's not a question. He is. I wrote it.
He is.
I wrote he is just under it.
He's
awesome.
a nerd. He's a handsome man.
He is.
And he just seems like just.
There's another TikTok viral video floating around, and it's him signing stuff in New York or whatever, and he's going along the crowd at the Argyle launch or whatever it is, the film that came out recently, and he's signing something, and he goes back to sign something for another lady, and he goes, "That's enough for you, young lady," and he says it really posh, and there's a load of reaction videos now where it cuts back, and it's just the girl kind of sitting
Going,
there with her 50 Shades kind of like look of like, oh, sorry, I've been bad kind of face, but. You always have to go to the first comment on a TikTok video. And the first comment is like, I want him to call me young lady and I'm a man. And it's got like 100,000 likes.
It's so funny how in TikTok videos you can find it the nicest and the funniest things to the darkest
It can be dark.
humor you've ever seen in your life. And if you catch yourself laughing, you're just as bad.
I had a memory during the week. I called in sick to work one time, but I was actually off. When I rang in, I was using my sick voice until such time as I figured out that I was off and then stopped using my sick voice.
Stop using your sick voice.
So I
was
rang in first.
Okay, let's do a reenactment of the call. You're ring. Oh. Hello,
Hello, who's that?
this is Tom.
Tom, it's Colm here. Listen, I'm very sick. Would you mind having a look and see if you can get someone to come in and cover my shift?
Colin, you're meant to be off today. You're not even on.
Oh, that's no problem. I'll talk to you again soon. See you tomorrow. Bye. That's how it went.
That's how it went.
That's exactly how it went.
Oh my God, you could have held it on for a little bit.
And my other one, I had this thought last Thursday, but it's been playing on my head. What is the taste of Lucozade?
It's orange, isn't it? No, it's not orange. What is it? Tangerine.
Nope.
Orange.
Okay,
Hold up. Is it just red lemonade?
Nope.
Is red lemonade different to Lucozade?
Red lemonade is made with lemons.
Red lemonade is made with lemons.
Why do they call it lemonade? It's got lemon flavor with
yeah. My mind has
That's
just
mine.
been blown. I was like,
So they don't even know themselves.
but it's red. But it doesn't taste like red lemonade. Doesn't taste like lemons.
Yeah, but I was
Does
assuming there's
it?
a tangerine flavor to it.
But you just call it lemonade. Just
Oh my
call
God.
it.
Now we're going to have to look that up as well. But I started looking into this and they just write on the side of the bottle, citrus flavored.
Surely that's orange, no?
It could be any citrus.
Could be
There's a lot
anything.
of citrus fruits out there. Is it just all of them? It's
know.
all of them.
No, with extra dog.
Well, if anyone out there knows the actual taste of Lucozade,
will be purchasing a bottle of Lucozade. I know what it tastes like. I've got the taste memory here, and I'm listening to it, and I'm like, or listening to it, just I'm listening to my.
Yep.
It's just.
There you go.
It's red lemonade.
What is
Everybody's sitting now in their car or listening in their bed or inside and work now. I know what that tastes like.
It definitely tastes of oranges, but it's not written on the side of it. It's
tangerine is Tenora, orange is Fanta or Club. Club, the better of the oranges because of the bits. And red lemonade. I'm not having this red lemonade. Red lemonade is
you
lemonade.
You keep saying the word lemon when you're saying lemonade.
I
you know that,
but it doesn't taste like lemons.
This is what we came here to. This is what we came here to do. To figure out these questions.
Leave us a comment. You can't leave a comment on Spotify.
Send us a message.
Send us a message.
info@idiots.ie.
Or two more idiots. Just get us.
Oh no, it's hello. Hello at idiots.ie.
Hello.
Hello
at idiots.
.ie.
Let's get another wise bit of information from.
Why do they call it red cheese when it's orange cheese?
It's the same way as red onions are purple. Why aren't they called purple onions?
Purple onions.
Purple onions. And it sounds better. Purple onions. Can I get some purple onions?
Give me a half a pound of purple onions. Half a pound of purple onions. That's the piece for you there now.
Half a pound. Half a pound. Yeah.
So red cheese.
Red cheese is orange.
It's orange and white cheese is yellow.
But maybe there's an orange cheese.
Orange cheese.
Orange cheese. Orange cheese lovely. Sorry.
Orange cheese lovely. That doesn't even fit in.
It does.
It doesn't. Speaking of this, right? My other thought was, you know the way there's always doing that misheard lyrics thing?
Yes.
So the way you did the orangey cheese thing now,
yes.
right? That's not a misheard lyric. That's someone hears something, tells it to you, and then it ruins the lyrics from the song for the rest of your life because that is all you can hear. It replaces the words that are actually in the song with what someone does. So there's a video again floating around on the internet, and there's this guy, and he's inside in a disco in Spain or something, and the DJ interrupts the song, and he says, pretty green eyes, and he sings chicken fried rice, and it cuts to your man leaving the club after, and he's
walking out,
fuming, and he's like, your man's like, what's wrong with you? He's like, he's ruined the video for me. He's ruined the video. I don't know. He's from Dublin. He's actually from England, but he's like, he ruined it. He ruined that song. And your man's like, what's wrong with you? He said chicken fried rice. So there's not misheard lyrics, and I found a few of them that I do all the time, and I'm pretty sure you've got a few.
You give me the original song, and I'll tell you what I think the other one is.
You will always hear me say this one in Poker Face. I don't know the actual lyric to it, where she goes na 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 na.
Yes.
But I hear Kerry Man instead. So I hear Kerry Man. But I can only heir Kerry Man now.
Kerry Man, you could be one of the Healy Rays.
So, but
see, that's the stuff.
It's not a misheard lyric. It's someone said that to me one time.
Kerry Man.
So you know that song like that Giant.
I am a giant.
But there's a part where he goes, both of us, and all I hear is Boolabus.
I know. Boolabus.
And I can't unhear it now because every time it comes on, I shout Boolabus. Like clap your hands. And it's better.
Do you realize you were ruining songs for people?
And that
Boolabus.
Someone did it to me a long time ago as well with Call on Me. Call on me. Call on me.
Yeah, I'm trying to think now what you're doing.
It's a type of food. Corned beef.
Corned beef. That's like me.
It's the second part. So you can say call on me, but the second one is corned beef.
That's like me in Punjabi MC. With the Busta Karaheen.
Yeah, you've done that to me before, and I can only hear Busta Karaheen.
Anytime you're going to hear Punjabi MC, you're going, with the Busta Karaheen.
There's another one. It's Timberland and...
My Timberland impression, everybody.
It sounds like she says,
The way I are.
Yeah, but it sounds like she says, "Touch my knob, it's free."
Touch my what?
Touch my knob, it's free. Touch my knob, touch my knob, it's free. So when you go, we can't play the song. That's the problem we have. Like, we can't play the song to make you hear it. But you can go off and find these on Spotify, listen away, and then hear for it. And I'm So Fancy. You did it to me one time. It's a Simpsons one.
Oh,
and you always do it in the voice.
Was it? Clancy. I'm so Clancy.
And already know. And I can't unhear it, no, because of it.
Clancy?
Yeah, that's what I hear.
So Clancy.
So Clancy, the Chief Wiggum, like.
Yeah.
He's Clancy Wiggum, and you always do that to me. But you don't realize you've ruined the song for my entire life.
Yeah, I try and make it my thing to ruin songs for people.
I know Dermot Dave did a long time ago as well, and it was like, there was Downtown, and I can't unhear it as well.
Downtown, is this going to be a Simpsons one?
No, it's not a Simpsons one. Downtown by Macklemore.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a part in the song where it sounds like Matt Cooper's ill. It's like, Matt Cooper's ill. And I can't unhear Matt Cooper's ill because of them now. So every time the song comes on, I hear the Matt Cooper's ill line.
We got to find more songs.
Well, if you know any, send them in.
Send us your songs. We will do our own versions of them.
Speaking of Poker Face, she
she admitted that it is a
dodgy
F. When you hear it, you go, yeah, that's stone cold. It is. That's
it is
correct.
Face.
Her face.
It is.
But if you say that F, Martin, I do face.
But she admitted it.
Yeah.
She said it was there.
Getting away on radio. Sure, we got an ease are good.
Ease are good.
Ease are good. Ease are good. He's Ebenezer are good.
Yeah, that's clever.
Tell you, they're getting away with it. What's the other one? Misheard the lyric, but it's the actual lyric where Freddie Mercury says fried chicken at the very end.
Fried chicken.
No, he goes fried chicken.
He does say fried chicken at the end. So, yeah.
People are like, what? Does he actually say it? Yeah.
People are going, I don't know these songs. I'm a young person. What's call on me?
I can't believe that people know all these things. The Lady Gaga.
They'd know that one. Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga. Can I bring up something that happened to me a couple of weeks ago? It's going to get serious here, folks.
After this,
downward. The comedy value is gone.
There was any.
There was a little bit.
Very assumptive of you. Assumptive.
Listen, people aren't listening to us to
find out the meaning of words.
Because we know smart. No,
what happened to you, Pat?
I put a post up. It's on Cork Reddit if you check it out. It's a couple of weeks ago. I was in a petrol station recently enough. 5:30 on a Saturday.
Getting petrol?
I was going back to lockdown. Getting some snacks. No, I was doing a wedding. So
at the petrol station?
No, it was at a nearby hotel, and 5:30 Saturday, going in, and 3 young men, by young men I mean boys, between the ages of about 9 and 12, walked in behind me, 3 of them, and started picking up bags of chocolate, the share bags of buttons, caramel ones, not the nicest ones, the caramel buttons, not horrible, and started throwing them behind the counter at the staff and shouting at the staff and abusing the staff, and then started filling their pockets with the chocolates and decided to run out the door after throwing, I'm not joking, about 6 bags at the staff. So
was it racist stuff they were saying?
No, kind of a little bit. I'm obviously not going to be saying words.
It's still bad.
Still bad. So 2 of them ran out. One was still standing there threatening to throw another bag, and I kind of stood behind him. He didn't see me. So when he turned around, he ran into me. Assault. He assaulted me.
That's what you're saying now.
The 9-year-old boy assaulted me.
You were going to intervene, were you?
I thought about intervening, but I stood there and I said, right, if he tries anything and tries to hit me, then I can restrain him. Because he hit me.
Yeah.
But then I went, as soon as I touch him, Guards will be called immediately.
In the end of the day, the stuff that comes out of the shop, it's not worth getting.
It's not. Do you know what?
Having to talk to guards,
No,
or it potentially getting worse. Something happening to you.
Yeah, but they ran out of the shop anyway, and then I caught him with the most beautiful. He was threatening me with the bag of sweets, threatening to throw me, and I goes, "Joke's on you, guards are behind you." And he turned and looked, and I said, "Made you look."
Did you make a 9-year-old
I made a 9-year-old look.
Or 10-year-old?
He could have been 10 or 11. He was one of them anyway.
Were they
well-dressed young fellas?
The dress don't make the man
I know,
or the
but
boy in this
still,
case.
It's not like they had long hair and were living on the streets or anything like that. They were...
Probably have more respect if you were there.
Yeah, so they... And made him look anyway. And then they took off. Couldn't believe it. It was actually in shock. People in the shop were in shock. They were like, what was that? I said 5:30. Loads of cars. Local chipper that was there, a very famous local chipper.
Yeah.
Was
don't go into too many.
Was full. There was like literally, I'd say within 15 meters of me, I'd say there was about 100 to 150 people, all within around me in that whole area,
and they couldn't do anything.
Nothing.
They can't. Well, they can't.
You can't do anything.
So you were talking to the lads, the staff.
I was talking to the staff, but the staff were saying it happens regularly, and I was, what? And they went, yeah, there's nothing to do. Guards can't do anything. We can't do anything. So I was like, so what can you do? They said, no, nothing. Just let them run out. So I was just shocked by it. I was like, because what can you do?
Yeah, I don't think you can. I mean, look, you really don't know.
I'm turning into this old man now. Back in my day,
where you're not going to go like Charles Bronson, Bruce Willis.
No
death sentence on these guys.
Would love. What's his name? Sensei Silver from Karate Kid. Sweep the leg.
Oh, sweep the leg.
I'd love to sweep the legs.
That reminds me. I don't know if you. I think you were with me. We were in Amsterdam one time, a long time ago, and it was a very, very busy day. And we were walking down one of these pedestrianised streets.
I think I know the story you're going to say.
And we were with a group of people that we didn't really know, but they were kind of friends of friends, and they were with us on this trip over. And the streets were, it was a pedestrianised street, and the street was wedged, and there was a load of young fellas, about maybe 15, 16, 17. They'd stole a load of stuff out of a shop, and they were running, and the shopkeeper came out, and he was screaming and shouting, and they were running down the road.
And we were walking the
towards.
way.
No, we were walking towards
them.
Yeah.
They were running
so they were
towards
running
us.
towards us to go past us. And one of the guys that was with us, he was eating his chips out of with a fork and in a cone, and he just put his foot out to the right.
out to the left, as I remember.
I think he went right. He did that.
Out to the left, because that guy was on my left.
All right.
Just leg out to the left.
But this young fella went over the leg and hit the ground and slid along because he was running so fast. But he was one of those fellas who didn't tie up his pants properly, so his pants came down around his ankles.
And the young fellas, and the pants hanging off, and then they're not a belt to be found.
And that was the day that he'd wished he'd bought himself a belt.
He should have robbed the belt. He should have robbed the wrong stuff. If you robbed the belt, he would have let you off it.
Turned out all he took was free guides to the city. But pants went down around his ankle, and everyone in the street just stopped. And there was silence. And all of his friends stopped, and we thought, what's going to happen here? And they just broke their ass laughing, pointing at him and laughing. And he was trying to pull up his pants while holding all the bags of whatever he had, and they were spilling everywhere.
I remember that we just kind of kept walking and looking behind, and the guy that had tripped him, we'd stopped. He kept walking.
He didn't even look back.
He kept eating his chips. Like he did nothing. Like, what's going on? I saw that recently, actually, something online again, a guy delivering a pizza. And he's walking up, and he's got about 4 or 5 pizza boxes, and a cop flies by. Next thing, you see a guy running past, and next thing he just sticks out a leg, sends your man flying, and he's still holding the pizzas.
Supposedly, I think they can get in trouble for that.
Yeah?
Like, yeah, if the guy goes down and hurts himself, he could say, well, I was tripped up and I banged my head on the ground, and I'm going to take the guy who tripped me to court. Even though, like, you're like helping an arrest or whatever it is. But if it turned out your man was innocent, he was running, and he hits his head and he gets partial damage or whatever it is.
We can't trip fellas up anymore.
Don't they always have that kind of, I don't know if it's truth or not, like if someone was breaking into your house and they fall through the skylight and they hurt themselves on a shard of glass.
They can sue you for $1 million.
Oh, I hurt myself breaking into your house. No, I'm going to take you to court.
Your lesson learned anyway. But yeah, I I was shocked that young fellas that age could just go in the middle of a day and start throwing stuff and just walk out. And I will say there was a guy who walked in afterwards and said that his kid was assaulted by 3 young fellas who'd walked out. So like these guys are just walking around doing it.
So what do you want to do, Pat?
I don't know. So
what do you want to do?
So I've purchased 20 balaclavas on Amazon. No.
You're setting up a vigilante group, are you?
Yeah. Tasers are coming in from AliExpress. No, I haven't. I don't know. I was just questioning it because I'm like, what do we do these days? Like, there's nothing you can actually do. People, it's on silent.
It was your watch.
Yeah, it was my watch. People are ringing me. Apologies. And we always say phones on silent. They are on silent.
It's your watch is the one that's on silent.
Maybe it is. Do not disturb. That's it. I don't know what we can do for kids these days. What do you do?
It's not like they don't have a lot of stuff to do. There's hundreds of things to do.
I'm not buying that one anymore.
There's so much to do.
There's nothing for the kids.
There's so much. There was nothing back when we did it. And when my dad was around, when he was a kid, there was nothing around for them. And when his granddad,
they had sticks.
They were lucky if they could play with a cardboard box at the side of the road.
Cardboard? Just to be lucky. No, like I said, you prefer these kids to stay at home and play in PlayStations than go out and start robbing shops.
Look, we're not going to solve this crisis here. I suppose you're just recanting a story. I'm using the word recanting a lot. I'm making the word useless.
Columns word of the week. Recanting.
Retelling. There we go.
Retelling. It's Columns word of the week. Today's word is recanting.
I can't do it anymore.
Can't go recanting that one again.
No, can't.
But no, I just wanted to tell that story because I was just flustered by it.
What do you?
I was like an old man.
If you're wondering, what would you have done? What would you have done? If you're sitting there now wondering what you should have done, nothing. You'd have done nothing. I should have nothing. That's my best McGregor.
I should have like opened a bag of chocolate and shoved it down the back of their pants. Just let it run off. Come on, get out of here.
That's assault.
You see? Can't even pour chocolate down young people's pants these days.
Pat.
And I won't do it. Pat gets cancelled. No. So nothing you can do, and there's nothing the shop owners can do. I just know for a fact, back in the 80s, a neighbour could slap you if they saw you stepping out of line.
Yeah. That's okay.
Yeah. It's the 80s.
Yeah. I don't know. You've taken this down a very serious road.
I have taken it down the serious route. But once again, send in to Instagram or hello@idiots.ie. We're going to go back to Cullum's thoughts because I had to get that off my chest because I was dumbstruck by what actually was happening in front of me. I was like, really?
I got nothing.
What?
Nothing.
Nothing on your list?
Spudman.
What the hell is Spudman?
Under Henry Cavill isn't Henry Cavill great? I just wrote, isn't Spudman great too?
Who's Spudman?
Did you see this guy at all on TikTok who has a Spud van in the middle of like an English town?
Oh, I've seen him. Yeah.
He's great.
Sorry, this will be our last podcast.
And
thank you very much.
I can go back to last week's one because we didn't go.
Can I bring up something that actually came into my mind last week?
Yeah, Pat's list.
All right, Pat's list. Well, I could tell you the dream I had last night.
I don't know your dreams.
Basically, I was in Thailand and they were offering a fighter jet experience.
Oh God, I thought you were going to say they were offering you something else.
It was €500 for a fighter jet experience.
Did you take it up?
I did, but I had to have a drip.
Why?
I don't know. It made sense in the dream. And then something kept on going wrong, so they kept on putting the drip in. And I remember, I was like, already Grant. I said, there's loads of stuff coming into me. And the man goes, it's fine. It's just to help you with the G-force. And I was like, oh yeah, that makes complete sense. This milky white substance they were pouring into
your dream's reasoning was very good.
I just went, yeah, that seems right.
I'm nodding. I'm nodding. No good. Yeah, that seems reasonable.
the white stuff they're putting in the drip, that seems right.
That's reasonable.
And then my alarm woke me up. And I was like, I never got to go on the fighter jet.
And you'd weed your pants.
I hadn't, but I was like, if the dream was only another like 15 minutes, I would have gotten the fighter jet.
Do you ever have those dreams where they get like you're supposed to do something in the dream, but things go wrong and
it keeps on pushing further and further away from you?
Oh, we'll get you in there in a half hour. We'll do this in a half hour, and you're like, and then something goes wrong, but you're like, and then eventually you wake up and you're like, I never got to complete what I was supposed to do in my dream.
I'll be honest, I'm a bit dirty mind. I thought of something different there. Sorry. But that's the way it goes. But anyway, the story of what I was thinking about last week was...
But it has nothing to do with the dream.
No, that was just telling you my dream. That's random thoughts. That's what goes through my head, Gollum. Was watching movies and I was getting flashbacks of how we used to get movies back in the late 80s and early 90s. And I think that you might have a similar experience to me from what we used to do years ago. We used to have a guy that used to come around. Do you know what I'm on about?
The Video Man.
Yeah, we used to have a guy called the Video King. He wasn't just a man. He was a king of kings.
We could do a whole episode on this. You know that, don't you?
We could. We'll have a quick chat about it.
Quick chat about
The
it. Video Man.
The Video Man. So basically...
If you lived outside of the city...
No such thing as Delivery or a Blockbuster or Extravision.
Or Netflix.
Was there no Extravision?
There was. Netflix. Extravision was around, but there was only bigger ones, not smaller ones.
It was after this my local shop started renting videotapes. But these guys used to come around to us and we had to say, you have a Video Man, we the Video King. So he had a big, large van that you could stand into.
We had a guy in a Toyota Corolla and they were all in banana boxes.
Oh no, this guy now used to have shelves. Stand into his van. Hey kids, get into my van. I got some stuff to show you. Okay.
I was the first guy lining up to get into that van, I'll tell you that.
But yeah, I used to have in and I had all the VHSs lined up and you'd pay. I can't even remember what we used to pay.
£2.
It was something like that.
£1.50 or £2 was always the standard back then.
We used to do £5, I think.
And for 5 videos or 4 videos or 3 videos.
3 videos, I think.
Yeah. 5 old releases and 2 new releases.
The new releases cost more.
And you'd have to go onto a waiting list because they don't have 1 or 2 copies of the new release.
But I literally had a VHS of cartoons that just had music over them. Country music. So there was no talking in the cartoons. It was just country music. Because all I can remember, well, not even country music, they had CCR, Creedence Clearwater Revival. I see
the
the
70s?
moon rising. I'm not joking. With just a cartoon of Deputy Dog. If anybody remembers that cartoon character called Deputy Dog.
I'm thinking of Droopy Dog.
Yeah, it's a Deputy Dog. He was a dog.
I'm a dog.
Who was a deputy.
I'm a deputy.
But yeah, I used to rent them out. And then I was just thinking about that recently because I was saying, oh, it's so easy to have access to movies nowadays. But we used to have to wait a week.
No, there was something special. Like when it came to renting or buying. When it came to renting
or buying.
When it came to renting a VHS or a tape or whatever it is, depending on where we were coming back from, that was where we rented from. So we'd have multiple different accounts in different shops. Because if we were coming back from my grand's house, you'd stop at Turner's Cross because you were coming from Glenmire. Or if you were coming back from Ballincollig, you'd stop at Hollywood Video in Ballincollig, which was on the main street, which is now a pet store. It's amazing what they've become now.
Oh yeah,
because a Costa Coffee was like the Bishopstown Extravision was Ireland's most rented. The most rentals came out of there. So it was the highest renting Extravision in the country at one point. That Bishopstown. Now it's a Costa Coffee. So like it's crazy. And before that, the Ennis one was another very highly esteemed Extravision, highly rentable. They're all gone. There's none. The same guy
I'd say the VHS rental business has kind of gone down the toilet. They're a small by column. I don't think they need it anymore. I think they might need more mochas.
So our Video Man used to come along in a Toyota Corolla. He'd have some in the boot and he'd have them in the back seat of the car, and you'd literally be going through the back seat.
Sounds like a cowboy.
And they were all in those banana boxes, those kind of open top boxes. So you'd be getting them and he'd drop them off and he'd say, I'll be back next Saturday. So the idea is he'd come to you on a Saturday, you knew he was coming before Mass. So he'd always get to us at 5 o'clock before we'd have to go to Mass at 6.
7 o'clock, he was late.
Yeah.
No, I go, he was off 7 o'clock.
So if he didn't turn up and you were going to Mass, we're like, can we just wait? I know. We'll get the first reading. But like you're. But if he didn't turn up, and he'd get to you it's at 6:10, it's too late for you because you were already in the church. And he's gone. He's not waiting for you.
Well, I don't think there was any kind of rating systems there because
there was. He just gave them to you.
I just gave.
He wasn't checking your ID or anything.
Oh no, yeah. I'm sure my 8-year-old brother Steve at the time was watching Commando.
Yep. That's how we got Terminator 2. That's how we got Demolition Man.
Get back to Terminator 2.
That's how we got Demolition Man. How we got Running Man. and Bad Boys and all this kind of stuff. But
we used to spend way too much time trying to pick out he'd be like, all right, lads, are you ready? To be four of us.
I've got another 90 households to get to tonight.
It was a long base Ford Transit, high top, big roof in it. But
was it white? Was it a white van?
No, it was a black van.
All right. There was another guy with a white van, and we told him to go away because we already had a fella in the Toyota Corolla. We told the better guy go away. We got our guy. I remember he had a nice thick mustache, and he had I think he used to smoke.
We used to go with a mullet. But we used to have four of us in the back of the van, all looking through like tight, trying to pick out these videos.
The reason why I remember Bad Boys is because the last film we ever rented off him. So he dropped it on the Saturday, and then he never came back. So we have Bad Boys still at home on VHS.
Did you rewind it though?
But we had no cover for it because you don't get to keep the cover. You just get the tape and a blank cassette box.
Ah, yeah. Young Einstein's another one that stuck in my head. Do you remember Young Einstein?
Indeed.
We used to have that one.
Crazy film.
We've never heard of any of these movies.
And who hasn't heard of Bad Boys?
I'm sure people have. But we could do a whole new episode. Maybe we should just do a whole episode on videos. And, say that's pretty much it, really, though. We used to have strange men with mustaches and mullets smoking cigarettes.
The guy who opened up Extravision, and he sold it, I think, in the 1990. Richard Murphy, I think was his name. He sold Extravision, and he had a non-compete thing where he couldn't open up another rival video store for 3 years. So on the day, 3 years later, after him opening Extravision 15 years previously, opened up Chartbusters. So the guy who brought Extravision into our lives then brought Chartbusters into our life. You remember Chartbusters?
Yeah.
It later became known as a photocopying internet tanning salon. But what was going on there? What was it? I think I'll go in and I'm going to rent Spider-Man 2 and I'm going to get myself a top-up on my tan.
And send an email to my friend in Japan. Because nobody had a computer at home at the time.
But he also used to buy and sell second-hand books. Did you ever find that inside there?
In the
Chartbusters?
Yeah, in the Ballincollig one that used to have one. They're closest to me used to have all that kind of stuff.
They used to do CDs. They used to do books. They used to do videos.
It's probably gone now. The house has been knocked since. But I bought my first CD cleaner in there. Proper one, a machine. So you put your paste in, and it was like a Discman, and you put your CDs in because all my CDs were getting scratched. So you put your CD in, you put a little paste on it, put it in, and then you just play it.
Yep.
Do you remember one of them?
I do.
I bought them. I paid like £100 for this thing.
It's worth nothing now. Nothing.
Nothing. But I remember £100. As I said, I was making about 60 quid a pound a week at the moment. A week's wages on a CD cleaner.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Worth nothing now, pal. Absolutely nothing. You wasted your money.
I wasted my money on plenty of stuff there now. CD cleaners, VHS cleaners, where I lost the solution after about 2 weeks and ended up putting whiskey onto the little fuzzy tab to clean the videotapes that I'd recorded. And Sky Sports on my dodgy multi-channel box.
The video man wondering why none of his videos are playing properly. It was perfectly fine when I gave it to the last guy. You're the last guy.
I know. But I miss them video guys.
I wonder if
you chose carefully.
Oh.
Nowadays you could sit down and be like, just try that. Nowadays, you had one movie
and you had to watch it
3 times in the week.
You had to watch it. And then if you were going out and watching it at a friend's house and someone else was making the choice, you had to watch what they picked. And if it was the girls, sometimes it'd be a girl's choice to pick that week because his sister might be the one. Oh no, it's her turn to choose, and then you're stuck with an Odyssey movie. Do you remember those Odyssey movies?
No, what's an Odyssey movie?
Not Without My Daughter, or one of these things those.
That's my wife now with every Hallmark movie. That's her go-to now. I would have been stuck with Hallmark movies if they were on VHSs.
Before Hallmark was Hallmark in Ireland, it was Odyssey. They were Odyssey movies.
Actually, it reminded me there about renting DVDs. Myself and my friend Emily used to go. All our friends moved to Australia. So myself and Emily were hanging out a lot because we're kind of the only two that were kind of left back in Ireland. So we used to go rent a movie every week. So we go rent a movie, and the guy behind the counter. Eventually, kind of going back to our own thing, I came in by myself one time to rent it, and the guy behind the counter said to me, he just goes, that girl, did you just come in with? I was like, yeah. He goes, she came in, she was renting a movie with another guy.
What a grass. What a grass.
I was like, oh yeah, it's her boyfriend. He's like, all right, I thought I had to tell you. I was like, oh yeah, it's fine.
Some fella. Eh?
Oh, what I tell you,
he got your back.
He had my back.
The video.
I still remember to this day, curly hair guy. If you ever worked in Extravision, Ballincollig, thanks for having my back. But I was like, oh no, that's our boyfriend.
Legend of the week.
Oh, what? Legend. Had my back. Of the week. Thought that she was cheating.
Who rented you Legends of the Fall?
No, I've never seen that either.
With Brad Pitt?
Nope. Never seen that. Never seen. Sheen. Never seen Sean Connery. Never seen. No, what's the other one? Meet Joe Black? No.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one either. More movies Pat hasn't seen.
Anything with Brad Pitt?
No, I watched a good lot of Brad. I haven't seen that actually. What's Babylon? Is he in that one?
I haven't seen that either.
Is he in that?
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen that one.
He's in it.
That one. So yeah, that's all I got for you today. I think I'm going to head off. I hope you enjoyed episode 3 of our ramblings, everybody. And we'll see you next week. Make sure to give us a like on Instagram.
5 stars.
2 more idiots. 5 stars on Spotify or on Apple. And
if you've got any suggestions you want to talk about anything, or if you indeed know the flavour of Lucozade, you can get onto us at hello@idiots.ie.
And we'll see you all then. Bye.